Hey everyone, my name is Alex and I'm a recovering addict. Currently living in Israel, but I'm from New York, I'm from the States. Born and raised 27, not born but raised there from 27 years old. I came in at the age of 2. For 27 years of my life, I lived there, and the last few years I've been in Israel. First, to give you guys a little bit of background, I want to start from the States. When we moved to the States, like I said, I was 2 years old. My family came from Belarus, and we moved to the States to try to get a better life for us, my family, more quality of life. And that's exactly what my family went out to do, and that was their goals. Growing up as a child, I didn't really understand what's happening and what's going on, and the quality of life and everything. Now, today, I can sit back and look at it. But back then, I was just a kid growing up, being raised, and not understanding where my family was, not understanding what's going on. For most of my childhood, being alone and playing alone and trying to figure out why, where is everyone, what's going on, and things like that. So, pretty much, that's what led me. Around the age of 14, 15, it led me outside, looking for love, looking for warmth, looking for acceptance, looking for attention, and the things that I wasn't getting as a child. Obviously, looking for that, I found connections with the same kids growing up with the same problems as myself. And I found them, and we felt some kind of mutual connection, and that's what we started doing. We started hanging out together, and obviously, as kids, we didn't understand how to deal with our problems in the right manner, and it led us to drug use, and pretty much that's what was going on. I found marijuana, and I started to smoke as a kid, and it gave me a feeling of warmth. It gave me a feeling of acceptance. It gave me a feeling of my medicine. Something was going on inside of me, and something was going through in my life that I wasn't able to manage and wasn't able to handle. And I thought that when I smoked it, the feelings that I got, I thought that this is it. This is the medication. This is the stuff that I'm looking for. Pretty much, that's how it started. My heavy drug use started from the light, and it just kept getting more and more. It kept getting heavier and heavier. It kept getting more and more throughout the years. What comes with that? Obviously, consequences. These consequences I had in my life, just like I'm sure a lot of recovering addicts and a lot of people in their story, it's hospitals, it's jails, it's overdoses, and I went through every single one of them. I went through step by step, and I went through everything that I just mentioned, and a lot of overdoses, jail times, a lot of rehabilitation centers, and I always felt that this is something that was getting not so much of a help, because I always thought the help was in the drugs. I never thought the help can be something so simple as a rehab or something like that. I always thought that I was using that was my help to deal with life. And that's why I want to say the difference today and the things that I went through, because somewhere in my life, I actually gave up on rehabilitation centers. Somewhere in my life, I stopped believing in something that was going to be able to help me, because I was a kid who, yes, did want to change my life. And I was a kid who had goals in life. I had motives in life. I wanted to be somebody in life. I never seen my life as a person that led his life to a staircase with tears coming down my eyes and completely alone. Once again, that same alone feeling that I once felt before the use of drugs, The use of drugs led me to that same alone feeling on a staircase, and nobody is able to understand me, and all the consequences that I went through in my life. Once again, I'm getting consequences because I'm a kid who just tried to deal with my life problems through the use of drugs. That's all it was, and I always felt like it was nobody was able to help me. Nobody was able to understand me. Not these rehab centers and not the jails. And I shouldn't be punished. I just wanted a way out, a way to deal with life, a way out, something that can find help for me. So through this circle, I pretty much gave up, like I said, on rehabilitations. I tried them. They put me on Suboxone. They put me on a bunch of different medications, methadone. I tried every route that the rehabilitation centers were recommending for me, that they thought would work for me. None of these things worked. I went on the Suboxone program. I ended up going back to drugs. I went on methadone program. I went back to drugs. None of this stuff was the solution. So somewhere I just gave up and said, you know what, I've done these rehab centers. I went through all of their methods and all of their recommendations, and none of it worked for me. Through this time, my use obviously is more and more and heavier, and my family couldn't deal with it anymore. And my mom one day came in and said, you know what, that's it. I'm not gonna watch my son die anymore. I'm not gonna feed his addiction anymore, and I don't wanna see this. So you have two choices: either go to Israel, get another shot at life, or go outside and just live your life, because I don't want to watch you die in front of my eyes. And when I heard this, like I said, my first reaction was, Ma, find me something that I haven't done. Show me that this is going to work for me, because yes, I do want to change my life. And yes, I don't want to live like this. And I was so tired and so deep in my use that I couldn't stand looking at myself in the mirror. So I wanted something. I wanted a way out, but I never believed that there will be. But pretty much my mom said, you have only this choice or no other. So obviously I didn't want to stay in the streets. I didn't want to upset anybody, like my mother, who was the closest thing to me. I never wanted to upset her. So I said, you know what, to make you happy, I'll get on the plane. I get to Israel, and I get into this rehab center, and I get to Phoenix, and I walk in, and obviously, just like all of my previous rehabs that I can look at today and see the difference today, I didn't see how much my mind and how much my disease of addiction was actually harming me, and its job was to continue to bring me only down. I can see that today. But back then when I walked in the rehab center, I didn't see that. So once again, what did my mind tell me? Oh, this rehab is just like the others. It's not going to help me. I need to go. I have things to do. I need to pack my stuff. I came. Ma, look, I did it for you. I came to the rehab. I did you that favor. But it's not helping me. And I was ready to pack my bags and walk out, which I did. I walked out. I got to a bench in Israel. And I started calling my mother, and she didn't answer the phone on me. She didn't pick up. And I called her 57 times. I remember, because today she tells me till today, 57 missed calls. I called her. On the 58th phone call, she picked up the phone and she said, I told you, if you want my help and if you want to do it, you have to do your part and change your life around. If not, then you know better for your life. And hung up the phone. And that's when I sat on that bench in Israel, in a country that I don't know, and I'm sitting there, and it hit me that I'm 27 years old, led my life to a bench, and nobody even wants to answer the phone on me anymore, not even my own mother. And that's when I realized that I need to do something to change my life around, because I don't want to live like this anymore. And I got back to the center. I want to thank God, and I thank my mother for that every day. because she had the strength to set that boundary for me. Because if it wasn't for that, I don't think I would be sitting here today. I think I would be back in the drug use and back to the same old. That was that push that I needed. And when I came back into the rehab center, I started to actually do something. I started to give it a chance. I started to try to change my life around. And today I'm truly grateful for that. Today I got a couple of years now, and I got understanding now. And everybody today always loves to ask me this one question. What's the difference? You went through so many rehabs in your life. You went through jails. You went through rehabs. You went through everything. What's the difference between there and here? How come you was able to get clean here and you weren't able to do it there? The answer is really simple for me. The warmth, the love, the acceptance that I felt here, even through all my hard-headedness, even through all the mistakes that I did, even leaving and sitting on a bench, even coming back in, from everything that I went through, I never felt the love, understanding, acceptance, and the attention that I felt here in this place. And that's a big reason why I'm still here. That's a big reason why I'm helping people today. That's a big reason why I stayed with this place until this day. I'm a part of it because, like I said, growing up, that was the reason why I even started my use. 27 years later, I found it. The real love, the real warmth, the real acceptance that I've never felt before, and the reason why I used in the first place. So once I felt that from the staff members here and the people here, the understanding of what I'm going through, the approach, the feeling of mutuality, me sharing my story and not being ashamed of it today, with the same people that went through these things, the same people that were able to understand me. It's something unreal. When I felt that here, I decided to be a part of it. I decided that I also want that, and I'm not going to let this go. Today, you can say this place is like my new drug, because I'm here. I'm always helping. Anything that's needed, I'm always here, and I'm going to continue to help those people that also once walked in through these gates like I did, and walked into the facility like I did, with no love, no understanding, and thinking that they're the only one fighting this battle. I'm there to help them and to let them know that we're all the same, and we completely understand, and it's okay, and we'll get through this together. And that's pretty much how I want to end this. With the saying that today I'm truly grateful where I'm at today. Today I actually have an understanding of what real definition of love is, understanding responsibility, independence, inner peace, most important. For 27 years of my life before I got to the center, I never knew even the word inner peace. And today I got that. It's these things that I was able to get here that I hold on to very dearly. And that's what I want to leave on this message. Anybody who's out there still struggling, any parents out there, don't be afraid to put that first step, because that first step might save their life like it did for me. Maybe in the beginning it's hard, but today I thank my mother every day for the decision that she made, because today I actually have a life, and that I value. And I value her for it as well. So